Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm with Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and I'm Tyler Merkovich, bringing you Week 11 previews. We have the, Super Bowl bound Cincinnati Bengals? Maybe. They swept their rival Ravens and Steelers for the first time ever. First time they got the Steelers in a sweep since '98. Why? Because this team plays a lot of defense despite the injuries. Roy Williams out for the year. Antoine Odom's out for the year. They still play defense. They have depth there. It's a big change. And one of the most underrated aspects is their two shutdown corners. Jonathan Joseph, the young guy out of South Carolina, and Leon Hall, the young guy out of Michigan. These guys don't get enough credit. They drafted them in consecutive years, and they are the real deal. Ray Mayaluga is a force too. For Oakland, they play defense. The problem is their offense. Not enough playmakers in the passing game. A decent run game. Not enough, though, with all the mistakes they make in every phase of the game. What are your keys to victory for Cincinnati, who will be huge favorites headed to the Coliseum?
They can't get off the flight to Oakland and forget the reason why they're there. Cincinnati, just like they had the letdown against the Texans, so they have to get off the bus, ready to play football, because the Raiders' defense is going to come after these guys at least for a quarter and a half to 2 quarters. They're going to be there physically against the Bengals. The Raiders' defense is not the problem too, so they have to get out there and play. Start the game when the Raiders start the game as well too. Don't go out there think you're just going to trounce the Raiders. You have to come out there and play tough too. The running game, you see, they may have Larry Johnson in the fold. According to reports, they signed Larry Johnson, so he's going to get some PT. He's going to be the fourth running back, but he's going to get some PT in this game. So they really have to work that running game this week to get that balance going, to keep Oakland from teeing off against that offensive line and, in turn, against Carson Palmer. Third, they want to work the slot receiver. Nnamdi Asamoah is the talented corner on one side. Chris Johnson is looking real good. He just has an unfortunate assignment of playing the side, Nnamdi Asamoah. So they're going to have to work the slot. That slot receiver is going to have to be huge. So that's Caldwell. It's going to have to step up and make some plays in the slot, in motion, everything like that. Defensively, they're going to have to disrupt what they do, the Raiders try to do in that passing game. Good thing this week, though, the Raiders receivers are a weak spot, so they can load up and play man up on those receivers and force Gronkowski or Russell, whoever's going to get the nod. We don't know right now. Whoever's going to get the nod, going to have to make those accurate plays in the passing game against those two solid teams.
And give credit to Cincinnati's offensive line coach and management. They got the right guys in there, and they are playing well. He has them playing very good. The run game has been successful, not against Pittsburgh, but through the year they've been great with Cedric Benson, who's probably going to be comeback player of the year. Philadelphia fell into that trap when they traveled to Oakland. Will Cincinnati? Doubtful. This is a whole different Bengals ball club led by Marvin Lewis, who Cincinnati fans were calling for his head. Good thing they kept him. It was like the Tom Coughlin thing, calling for his head. He wins the Super Bowl. Marvin Lewis stays, and his perseverance has paid off. For the Raiders, they are in a woeful situation at the quarterback position. Jamarcus Russell got pulled. Gronkowski came in, led him down the field until their first-round draft pick dropped a pass right to him that fell right through his hands into the Kansas City defender to lock up the game for the Chiefs. Too many turnovers. This offense has been one of the worst in the NFL. What are your keys to victory for the Raiders?
Unfortunately, there's nothing the Raiders can do because I'm convinced it's not Tom Cable, it's not Jamarcus Russell to an extent, it's not the defense. It's someone else calling these plays because I think the nation finally saw what I've been saying for the longest. The Raiders have problems with receivers. They dropped at least 7 passes in that first half.
So you're placing blame on the offensive coordinator.
Even the offensive coordinator is not calling the plays.
Al Davis might
There's
have
something going on in that organization.
Madden game playing
I don't know what it is, but I think the nation finally saw that the receivers can't catch the football. 7 drops in the first half. That's atrocious. Jamarcus Russell had 3 or 4 passes that were inaccurate. For the most part, 3 plays stick into my mind that the receivers dropped the ball. Unfortunately, 2 of them belong to Haywood Bay. But they have to catch the football, wide receivers, in order for teams to respect the passing game. 2, defensively, they're going to have to disrupt Carson Palmer's timing. Different blitzes continue. Again, I don't know who's calling these defensive plays, but it's not the coaches on the team. It's something else that's going on. But they have to blitz in order to get Palmer out of his rhythm. Also, they have to shut down the run. If Larry Johnson does play, he's not going to be if he's still learning the plays for the Bengals. So he's going to be out there green. So they really have to shut down the run with Bernard Scott as well. And they're going to have to make a play in the special teams game. Returns, extra field goals. Janikowski is going to have to be huge in that game. And Leckler is going to have to be huge. Make the Bengals drive a long field because the Raiders do have some athleticism on defense. I like the Bengals in this matchup. It's not. You have to really, when you look at the Raiders and what they struggle with, you can't just look at the surface. It's something different.
The Bengals need to be ready for this game. They need to stay sharp because they are really playing for a home field advantage once the season comes around. I'm taking the Bengals also. For more, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL.